These words that I'm about to share with you, you may have heard them a million times. And sometimes we need to hear them a million times because we go through different things in life. We experience different things in life. But some way or another, those words seem to resonate with us, right? And so I woke up this morning and I was inspired because I was watching this video of this athlete and how he was just sharing the background story of his childhood and where he came from, but where he is now. And he used that as a foundation, that he makes no excuses for whatever it is he's going through or whatever injury. So for him, he had a knee injury, and he got up every day to make sure he build the strength back into that place that was injured. And I want to say to you, you may not be an athlete. Your story may be completely different. Your story may be you're dealing with an illness, or you may be dealing with financial instability right now. You may be going through a divorce. The loss of a loved one. You may have lost everything. I don't know what it is that you're dealing with, but whatever you're dealing with, it can make you feel like you're in a low place. He said one thing that really stirred something in me. He said, if you don't water a plant, how will it grow? So I want to say to you today, if you are not watering the gift that God gave to you, if you're not watering yourself every day, how are you going to grow? If you're not recharging yourself today, sometimes you have to digress and you have to get proper rest so that you can get back up and reboot. Sometimes we tend to carry this worry and this capacity of depression, and we can't get any sleep, we can't get any rest, and so it literally wearies you. It literally wears you out. And so you got to recharge yourself. Otherwise, how are you going to keep going? If you don't put gas in your car, guess what? The car doesn't go unless you got an electrical car. If you don't recharge your phones, your devices that you use, how are they going to work? The same thing applies to you. And so I want to say to you today, whatever situation that you're in, and you just seem hopeless, and you're like, I don't have anything right now in my life that can shift me out of this situation, that can change my situation. I shared a story just the other day about a widow lady whose husband died, and he owed debt, right? So they came and took her sons to cover the debt, to use them as slaves. In that moment, this lady, she didn't decide to sit in her home or wherever she was. She didn't decide to just sit in a bed of despair. Desperation sometimes get you up out of that place. It makes you anxious. So what I do want to say to you is sometimes those things that happen to us, and if God allows those things, it's really for those things to push you into an era of your life, to push you into a space of your life where God wants you to stand up. He wants you to face these things. It's almost like an extracurricular activity. And I know that sounds a little, I would say, dismissal to the things that you're going through. But I'm saying it this way because I want you to know that you are bigger than the things that are happening to you. You're bigger than your circumstances. You're bigger than the thing that is causing you to carry this mental depression, this mental burden that you're not meant to carry, and the worry that you're not meant to carry. Because every single day, if you're carrying garbage and if you're not taking it out, what happens? You become spoiled. What happens? You begin to decay. You got to release yourself of these worries, release yourself of these charges, because that's what they are. They summon you to the grave. They summon you to a place of depression, and you didn't sign up for that. That is not why you were born. That is not why you exist. And I am saying this to you because I want you to get up today. How can you water yourself? How can you recharge yourself? How can you replant your feet where you can find stability in your life? This widow lady, she went to Prophet Elijah. She said all she had was a little jar of oil. He told her to go to all of your neighbors, and I want you to borrow some empty vessels and get as many as you can, not just a few. And so she did just that. And he said, I want you to take that oil and I want you to begin to pour it in every bottle. And I'm sure she was wondering, if I only have a little, how is this little going to fill every single bottle? And so sometimes we have to trust in God for the overflow. Sometimes we have to trust in God for the supernatural. And when I say the supernatural, if you are in a place today and sometimes you just got to do something by faith. If all you have today is a little oil, and by faith you go and collect vessels in your home, or you can go to the Dollar Tree and buy these small vessels, begin to pour into these bottles by faith. You may not see what God is going to do, but you're showing God that I don't have what I don't have physically in my hand what I need, but supernaturally by faith I'm going to pour into these bottles this oil that I have, or I'm going to pour into these bottles water, whatever you have. If water is all you got, baby, use water. But by faith you pour into those bottles and you begin to say out loud, I thank God for the overflow. I thank God for providing for me. I thank God for the provision. I thank God that these obstacles and these oppositions will no longer hold me down. And by faith, I believe that I am purpose driven. By faith, I believe that I will not stay in a bed of despair. By faith, I believe that God is going to provide for me exactly what I need, even the things that I don't necessarily see, but I know God is going to do it exceedingly and abundantly above all that I see and above all that I know. My circumstances are not bigger than me, but by faith, I believe this water as I pour into every vessel. If you don't have anything but a bowl, you get a bunch of bowls. But by faith, I believe that God is moving on my behalf. And I'm going to water myself. And if this is how you're going to water yourself today, and that's all you have, that's all you need. It's just a little bit of faith. Something that may seem crazy, but sometimes you got to have crazy faith, and you got to have belief that God is going to pull you out of a circumstance. He's going to pull you out of a bed of despair. He's going to pull you out of a place of neglect. He's going to pull you out of a place of abandonment. He's going to pull you out of a place of debt. He's going to pull you out of a place of a cycle that you've been in for so long. He's going to pull you out of that place of abuse, and he's going to give to you the opportunity. He's going to fulfill that need, and you're going to withdraw from everything else, and you know that God is going to release leverage unto you today. I want you guys to go and just do something crazy today by faith. And I want you to come back and drop in the comments below what God has done for you. I'm just that crazy to believe that if you just step out on faith, and I know that your testimony is going to be a blessing unto me. Y'all go and be blessed. I love you.